So for example, if you are speaking about stacked chart, usually in the Excel file, right, you can have this kind of formatting in case if you're doing some KPIs, benchmarking, and so on. You want, for example, to compare between 4G and 5G FDD TDD value, 5G also FDD and TDD value as average, and so on and so forth, and also between different operators, and to have something similar to this format. So I will explain how you can do this in Power BI. Also, for example, assuming that you would like to compare between the speed in two different in the same chart to be stacked like this, the left figure to be by FDD and TDD, and even you can make it the three operators separately for technology in three different figures. Also, I'll be showing this one. So now the first part you would like to do, you need to do that. For example, let's try to create something similar to this one. So now again, just to recall whatever I mentioned, you need to go to your visualization part, right? So visualization part, you need to click into the column chart. So I will need to click here in the cluster column chart as an example. So it will just pop up here. So now what I need to fill, I have x-axis and y-axis and legend, right? So for example, my x-axis is operator. So I need to add the operator name. So I will add operator name in the x-axis. And my speed is the downlink throughput, for example. Speed is the y-axis. So now I would have like this, which is average. So now I have this kind of three values. Now I need to add the technology as well to the x-axis. So if you added the technology to the x-axis, let's see how it will come. So now see it's like merging operator 1 4G, operator 1 5G, and so on. So now let's try to add also the FDD technology and TDD technology, for example, also to the x-axis. So actually this is how it all looks like once you import it in the beginning. So the first part we would like to do here, if you click into this part here and this chart, you will find, let me first clear the title from here. Just clicking, as I mentioned, any format you need just to click here, just click the title of the chart. So this is how it appears. I need now to get a figure similar to the left figure. So what I need to do, first thing I need to do is just click in here and go again to the format and check the x-axis format. Click the x-axis. So you'll find that it's concatenated the labels. So whatever labels you are adding to the x-axis will be concatenated. For example, I added operator 1, 4G, and FDD, for example, it will be operator 1, 4G FDD. So this is what I only need. I need to be unconcatenated. So it will be coming like this part. But actually the main important part, usually it doesn't come like this. Usually it appear like this part. Usually once you imported this figure, it will come probably like this part. So now when I click this here, I will just drilling up to the operator name. So now when it comes like this one, I need again to be showing at this figure on the left. So what you can need, you see up here, you have different levels. You have drill up, you have click to turn drill down, and here also go to the next level. So if I click go to the next level to go to the technology. For example, it moved from operator technology. If I clicked again, it will go to the FDD. So now what I need to do, I need to go again to the first level, which is up here, operator, and I need to show all these kind of levels to all together. So I need to click here and expand all down one level in the hierarchy. So I need to click here. So in this case, it will be showing, as you can see here, the technology operator 1, 4G and 5G, and also I need to click again here. So now if you click 2 times, now it's showing all the things here. And if you can see here, I have hidden the blank value. So this is also one of the things we have mentioned. If you want to filter in this particular visualization, you just need to click in the filter pane. You will find this one, whatever you have plotting here, it will be coming under filter on your visual as shown here. So you need, for example, in the FDD technology, whatever blank you need to hide it. So you just click here and just make like this. So now it will be appearing like this part. Now, assuming you want to create something similar to the figure in the top, in the bottom left. So what you need to do, again, let's try to add a new visualization, completely new one. I will add it here. So now it's coming here. So I need again to fill this part. Once I added the visualization, it will again showing this part. So for example, I will add first the operator name. I will add it to x-axis, right? And this is my x-axis here. Now I need to add the speed. So it's called the speed. So I will add my downlink speed. I will just change aggregation from here to make it average as an example. So now I want to split it to have it like with FDD and TDD and two different as showing here. So I will add, for example, FDD technology. So there is something called here small multiples. Within this part, you will find small multiples. So if I drag and drop this part into the small multiple, See how it's coming now. It's showing the blank FDD and TDD. The previous chart I have filtered out the blank. I can keep it or filter it out. Let's keep it for now and try to change the formatting for this one. Assuming now you want to have the three of them in the same row, but three different columns, as here, for example, two columns and one row. So what you need to do, again, whenever it's about the format, what you need to do, you just need to go up here. I just need to remove this format and click in the chart, go up to format your visual. So you'll find something related to the small multiples. This will appear once you add anything to small multiples. So see, this is the layout. So you want that one in one row, it will be coming as first part, and now it's two columns, it's hiding one of the third one. So you need to click the third row. Now it's coming at this particular figure, as you can see here. If you would like to add the labels here, also all of this will be within the second pane here, which is called format visual. Once you click here, you can just click in the chart. Once you click in the chart, you will find this format visual. So you will have this data labels. For example, you can just click it and you can format it for whatever you want. Once you open it here, you just, for example, change the orientation to vertical. Even you can change the position inside end, for example, so it would be coming inside the end as shown here. So this is also one of the things you can do. And this is small multiples can be changed to anything, and this is applicable for almost all the charts except the scattered, as I remember, and also it's not applicable to maps. Like for Tableau, it's giving some advantage for the over Power BI for this part. Now, if you go to the histogram, so for example, assume that you would like to check the distribution of the levels in your network, like what is the current distribution, what is the current histogram. You have it, for example, this particular levels from neg 140 till neg 100, whatever, 140 till neg 140, and you need to check the distribution of the samples which you have it for example, a particular operator or operator 1, operator 2, and so on. So how to get something like this actually. So now again, for example, usually the histogram it's more about the also clustered column. So I need to click a cluster column. And now I have found my chart here. I'll expand it like this. So now the main point here, what I want to plot here, for example, RSRP. So if I plotted the RSRP here, I will just take the RSRP from this dataset. I'm using dataset 1 in this example. I'll just drag and drop it here. So now if I try to, for example, usually we just add it to y-axis and check the count, right? For example, I will add the count here. So it's actually working. As you can see, it's giving a good distribution, as you can see, for all the RSRP. This is a quick example. And even if you make it like click here and you make show, if you click on this value for the count and you make it, for example, percent of your grand total. So in this case, it will even give you as a percentage point view. But now assume you want to control your bends. You want it like to have every 10 ranges will be neg 140 to neg 130 or even every 20 dBm. Now it's just giving all the values within this your data. So if I want to my table, for example, and I want to this RSRP value, I search here and I check what is the RSRP I have here. So the x-axis is actually plotting whatever you have. For example, from neg 44, 45, 46, so it's like around 1 dBm as a bend, right? So in case if you want to change this one, you need to create something called bends. So if you move to your RSRP, which is already in the x-axis here, you can just click here, then you will find something called new group. Click in new group, and this is very important. So this page will appear. So now you have this bends. It's coming as bends. You can make it as list or bends, but usually for this particular case, we make it as a bends. So for example, here it's saying the bend size is 2. So now what it means by 2, it will be moving, for example, he found that minimum value is neg 140 and maximum is neg 144. So it will be moving neg 44, neg 46, neg 48, and so on. So let's assume you want to make it 10. This means it will be starting from neg 44, neg 54. It will be moving by stepwise as 10. So if I click here now, this particular part, what will happen? It will create something called, in my data again dataset will coming here. This is because I created one before to cause RSRP bends, but once I created it, replace the value, and this is a new name, RSRP bends 2. You can even modify the name by double click here. So now if you check here, what happens? Moving from here, yeah, as I told you, it's moving by 10, neg 60. It will be neg 80, neg 90, and so on, because you change the bend. So every time you need to do this, you go to the name, again, right click, and you can make edit groups again here. For example, you can again change it to 5. So this is in case if you would like to control your bends. This is will make it more easy for you. And again, to highlight that whenever you add that as a count, you need just to change it to percent of the total in case if you want it as a total. If you don't want it as a total, so you make it no calculation. So this just will give you the sample count and so on. So actually the axis here is starting from neck 40, then 140, then neck 40 bendwise. So this is how we can create our histogram. And also you can, for example, make one thing, like for example, you can make here a small multiple for another part here. For example, I click this chart type, which is having line, and for example, the percentage. So if you click this one and change it into percentage again, you can again now add your RSRB, but this time you can add it as, for example, line chart with column with the count, for example, like this. So this one will give you like the count and the right here, and this is here the distribution case. You would like to see it as a different format.